What if I told you that everything you've been taught about money is a complete and total lie? That your bank account has nothing, nothing to do with the economy, your job, or even how hard you work. Right now, millions of people are grinding themselves into the ground, convinced that their financial struggle is just bad luck, a bad economy, a string of unfortunate breaks. But what if I told you that's just the symptom, not the cause? What if the real reason money avoids you is because you're unknowingly breaking a set of ancient spiritual laws that govern every single dollar that flows into your life? Tonight, you're going to discover the 7 hidden spiritual laws that control your money, and I'm going to give you the master key. Most people will never hear this. They'll be too busy chasing the next hot stock tip or side hustle. But you're different. You're here because you know there's a deeper truth. And laws in 7, it's the most important one. It's the law that makes all the others work. Miss this, and you miss everything. So listen up. This could change everything for you. So, let's begin with the first law, that is, my words create my world. Let me repeat it.
My words create my world. What if I told you that the most powerful tool you have for creating wealth isn't your education, your resume, your connections, or your business plan? What if I told you it's something you carry with you every single moment of every single day? Something so readily available, so incredibly potent, that most people just give it away without a second thought. I want you to think about this. I want you to really let this land, because if you get this, if you truly embody this one single law, it will change absolutely everything for you. I'm talking about your words. I'm talking about the very language that comes out of your mouth. Most people, they treat their words like they're nothing. Like they're just sounds that disappear into the air, casual commentary on the world as they see it. They complain about their boss, they gripe about the price of gas, they joke with their friends about being broke, they sigh and say, "I can't afford that," as if it's just a simple statement of fact. But I need you to understand, and I need you to understand this at a cellular level, that your words are not a thermometer. Your mouth is not designed to simply report on the current conditions of your life, to read off the numbers on your bank statement like a news anchor reporting the weather. That is a powerless way to live. That is giving away your creative authority to your circumstances. Your mouth was designed to be a thermostat. It was designed to set the temperature of your reality. It is the most powerful creative instrument you will ever own. Every single word you speak is a command. It's an instruction to the universe, to the divine intelligence that orchestrates all of life. And this intelligence, it doesn't judge your words. It doesn't filter them through logic or say, "Oh, they didn't really mean that, they were just joking." No, it takes you at your word. It listens with recording precision, and it says, "Your wish is my command." It multiplies what it hears without question. So when you casually say, "I'm always behind on my bills," you are not commenting on a situation. You are giving a direct, unambiguous order to the universe. You are saying, "Universe, ensure that I am always behind on my bills. Make it so. Create the situations, the delays, the unexpected expenses that will keep me in this state."
And the universe, being obedient to your command, says yes. When you laugh with a friend and say, "Oh, I'm so broke," you are not making a harmless joke. You are programming your reality. You are standing in the infinite creative studio of life, and you are saying, "More of this, please. Amplify this feeling of being broke. Show me more evidence of lack. Line up the experiences that will make this joke a reality." And the universe says yes. When you look at something you desire, something that would bring you joy, and you sigh and say, "I can't afford that," you are not stating a temporary financial condition. You are making a profound declaration of identity. You are announcing to yourself and to the creative forces of the world, "I am someone who cannot afford good things. I am someone who is defined by lack. My identity is can't afford." And the universe, ever faithful, moves heaven and earth to ensure your outer world matches your inner spoken declaration. It will make sure opportunities dry up. It will make sure that money seems to slip through your fingers, all to keep you in alignment with the identity you just proclaimed. This is why you can work so hard and see so little result. You are working against your own word. You are pressing the accelerator of your effort with one foot while slamming on the brakes of your own language with the other. You are creating energetic resistance that no amount of hustling can overcome. But here is the incredible, life-altering, miraculous flip side of this law. When you consciously, deliberately, and with absolute conviction declare, I am abundantly provided for, you are not just engaging in positive thinking, you are not just trying to feel better, you are literally spiritually, energetically molding the substance of your future. You are issuing a new command. You are saying, universe, I am now someone who is abundantly provided for. Rearrange reality to match this new truth. Bring me the opportunities, the ideas, the resources, the connections that prove this statement true, and the universe has no choice but to obey it, must say yes. When you look at your bills and instead of panic, you declare with faith, my supply meets every demand. There is an infinite stream of abundance flowing to me right now, and it is more than enough. You are not ignoring the number. You are commanding a new reality into the numbers. You are shifting from being a victim of your circumstances to being the author of them. You are using your word to build a new financial foundation under your feet. When you speak about your goals with confidence as if they are already done, you are creating a spiritual mold of completion. You are pouring the liquid, unformed substance of the future into the solid mold of your declared word, and it must take that shape. It has no other choice. This is the hidden mechanism behind every financial miracle. This is the secret that every great manifestor, every person who seems to effortlessly attract wealth, understands at their core. They have learned to guard their words like a precious treasure. They understand that a conversation is not casual. It is a creative act. They know that every sentence is either a deposit or a withdrawal from their spiritual bank account. They are constantly, consciously making deposits. I am a money magnet. Deposit. Opportunities find me everywhere. Deposit. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Deposit. I am open and ready to receive. Deposit. And these deposits accumulate spiritual interest. They compound, and soon the physical reality has no choice but to reflect the abundant balance in your spiritual account. Most people are unknowingly bankrupting themselves spiritually through careless speech. Then they wonder why their physical bank account is empty. They are making withdrawal after withdrawal after withdrawal, then looking at the universe asking, why have you forsaken me? The universe is simply giving you exactly what you asked for. It is always obeying your last command. So the transformation begins right now in this moment. It begins with taking radical responsibility for every single word that comes out of your mouth. It requires vigilance. It requires you to become the watcher of your own speech. You will catch yourself 1,000 times a day starting to utter the old language of lack. And in that moment, you have a choice. You can complete the sentence and make a withdrawal, or you can stop yourself, interrupt the pattern, and make a deposit. You can change, I can't afford, to I am choosing to invest my resources elsewhere right now, and I am open to new avenues of income. You can change money is so tight to money is flowing to me from unexpected sources. You can change I'm broke to I am in a temporary state of transfer and my abundance is on its way. This isn't lying. This is telling a higher truth. This is aligning your language with the reality you wish to create, rather than the illusion you are currently experiencing. This is the sacred work. This is how you become the architect of your destiny instead of the tenant in a house someone else built. Your words are the bricks and mortar. Every declaration of abundance is another brick laid in the foundation of your new financial reality. Every statement of gratitude is a payment made on the mortgage of your magnificent life. You must speak your world into existence, because the universe is always listening, and it is always ready to obey. So what world will you choose to speak today? Olawatu is, I am wealth in motion. Let's go deeper now, because understanding the power of your word is the first monumental step. But there is a deeper layer, a foundational core that your words must ultimately be built upon. You can affirm all day long. You can declare, I am abundant, until you're blue in the face. But if deep down in the very core of your being, in the silent, hidden rooms of your subconscious mind, you have a different identity playing on a loop, you will always hit an invisible ceiling. Your results will always be limited by your identity. Your subconscious mind is not logical. It doesn't care about your affirmations. It operates like a thermostat, and its only job is to maintain the temperature, the identity that it believes is truly you. That thermostat is set by your deepest, most ingrained beliefs about who you are. So if your core identity, the story you've been telling yourself for years, is I'm bad with money, that thermostat is set to financial struggle. You might get a windfall, a bonus, a tax return, an unexpected check, and for a moment, the temperature in the room rises. It gets warm with abundance, but that thermostat kicks in. Its job is to get the room back to its set point, back to struggle. And so it will create an unexpected car repair, a medical bill, a bad investment decision, a moment of impulse spending. It will find a way to vent the excess heat and bring your financial reality back to what feels normal, back to what your identity can comfortably hold. If your identity is I'm just not a lucky person, that thermostat is set to missed opportunities. The universe could line up a perfect chance right in front of you, and your identity will force you to second guess it, to hesitate, to find a reason why it won't work, to literally not even see it, because it doesn't match who you believe yourself to be. You will self-sabotage beautifully, efficiently, and unconsciously, all to remain loyal to your old story. This is the ultimate prison. This is why people stay stuck for decades. They change their actions on the surface. They get a new job, they start a side hustle, they read the books, but they never change the identity underneath. They are trying to paint a new exterior on a crumbling foundation. It will never hold. The transformation, the real and lasting breakthrough, doesn't happen when your bank account changes, and then you finally allow yourself to feel wealthy. That's backwards. That's waiting for external proof to grant you permission to feel a new way. True power, spiritual power, works in the opposite direction. The transformation happens when you change your identity first, when you consciously, courageously, and consistently choose a new label for yourself, when you decide from this moment forward that the old story is dead, that the old contracts are null and void. You must walk into the control room of your mind, and you must reset the thermostat. You must change the setting from I'm a struggler to I am wealth in motion. Let's break that down, because this is not a casual phrase. I am is the most powerful statement in the universe. It is the statement of being. It defines existence. Wealth is not just a pile of money. Wealth is a state of being. It is a consciousness of abundance, of overflow, of having more than enough to meet your needs and contribute to the world. It is an inner condition that naturally produces outer results. Emotion is critical. This is not stagnant wealth. This is not hoarded wealth. This is fluid, dynamic, circulating energy. It implies flow. It implies that money moves through you, to you, from you, for you. It is energy that you direct and command. So I am wealth in motion is a complete identity overhaul. It means my very being is abundant. My nature is to attract, to create, to circulate, and to expand. This is not what I have, this is who I am. When you install this new identity, everything changes. You don't just say the words, you must become them. You must think from this new identity. What would someone who is wealth in motion think about this opportunity? They would see the potential, not the risk. They would move with confidence, not hesitation. You must speak from this new identity. Your language automatically shifts to I can, I will, it is possible, because that is the language of wealth in motion. You must make decisions from this new identity. How does someone who is wealth in motion spend their time? Who do they associate with? What do they read? How do they invest? You start making choices that affirm this new you, and each choice is another brick in the foundation of your new reality. This is where the law of the word and the law of identity merge into an unstoppable force. You use your word to cement your new identity. You repeat, I am wealth in motion, not as a hopeful wish, but as a statement of fact. You say it when you wake up. You say it when you look in the mirror. You say it when you make a decision. You say it when you feel doubt creeping in. You say it until your subconscious mind, that stubborn thermostat, has no choice but to accept it as its new operating truth. You bombard it with evidence of this new identity. You act as if, you dress as if, you walk as if, you organize your day as if, you give as if. You are no longer trying to get wealth, you are practicing being well. And here's the miraculous part. When your identity truly shifts, when the thermostat is finally reset to wealth in motion, your external reality has no choice but to change. It is a law. The universe must mirror your inner state. It will rearrange circumstances. It will send people It will open doors. It will present opportunities that perfectly match your new identity. The money will come not because you chased it, but because you became the person it naturally flows to. It will feel effortless because you are simply operating in alignment with your true nature. You are no longer swimming against the current of your own self-concept. You are the current. The old labels, I'm bad with money, I'm not a salesperson, I don't deserve it, money is evil, those are lies. They are stories you adopted from other people, from past failures, from a culture that sometimes glorifies struggle. They are not the truth of who you are. Your true identity, your spiritual birthright, is abundance, it is flow, it is prosperity, it is being a conduit for immense good in the world. So the work is to shed the old skin, to refuse to identify with your past financial mistakes, to forgive yourself for every bad decision and declare that those decisions were made by a different person, a person who didn't know who they truly were. That person is gone. The new you is here. The you that is wealth itself. The you that is in motion. The you that commands money, not through force, but through magnetic identity. So who are you? Are you the old story, or are you ready to step into the truth? The world is waiting to reflect back to you exactly who you decide to be. To refuse to identify with your past financial mistakes, to forgive yourself for every bad decision, and declare that those decisions were made by a different person, a person who didn't know who they truly were. That person is gone. The new you is here, the you that is wealth itself, the you that is in motion, the you that commands money, not through force, but through magnetic identity. So who are you? Are you the old story, or are you ready to step into the truth? The world is waiting to reflect back to you exactly who you decide to be. This is why the miser, the hoarder, the one who lives in constant fear of loss, often ends up with exactly what they feared most, lack. They repelled the very thing they were trying to hold on to because they were operating in direct opposition to its fundamental nature. Money is a current. You cannot hold a current in your hand. You can only direct it, guide it, and trust that as it flows out, it will flow back in, often from a different, more powerful source. The act of release is an act of faith. It is a declaration to the cosmos that says, I trust you. I know that the source is infinite. I know that as I release this, I make room for more. I am not a dead-end pond where water stagnates. I am a vessel, a channel in a mighty, ever-flowing river of abundance. This is the radical shift. This is where you move from being a hoarder to being a conductor. When you spend money with joy, knowing it is going to circulate and create value, you are blessing it. When you invest with confidence, not in the outcome, but in the principle of circulation itself, you are activating its return mechanism. When you give generously, not from a place of I hope this comes back, but from a place of I know this is how the flow works. I am participating in the divine rhythm of give and receive. You are placing an order with the universe for multiplication. This is the law. You must release to increase. You cannot receive with a closed fist. An open hand is required both to give and to receive. The flow must have a current. It must have movement. Your fear, your gripping, your hoarding is like building a dam in the middle of your own river of abundance. You are creating a stagnant pool behind the dam that will eventually evaporate, and you are creating a desert downstream. The moment you release the fear, the moment you break that dam with an act of conscious, faith-filled circulation, the river begins to flow again. Life returns. Opportunities you couldn't see before because you were so focused on protecting your little pool suddenly appear. The universe rushes in to fill the vacuum of trust you have created. This doesn't mean being irresponsible, it means being conscious. It means shifting the energy behind every transaction. It means changing I have to pay this bill to I joyfully circulate this energy back into the economy, knowing it returns to me multiplied. It means changing I can't afford to give to I am a powerful source of abundance, and I choose to plant this seed. This is the practice. This is the daily discipline of trust. You are training your nervous system to believe in the flow even when your bank statement hasn't caught up yet. You are proving to yourself, through action, that the universe is abundant and responsive. You are not waiting for proof to trust. You are trusting to create the proof. Fourth law is I tithe with declaration. Now let's take this principle of circulation and amplify it 1,000-fold. Let's talk about the single most powerful spiritual practice for activating undeniable, miraculous financial flow. I'm not talking about giving from guilt. I'm not talking about giving to get a tax write-off. I'm not even talking about giving to a cause you believe in, though that's a beautiful thing. I'm talking about something far more profound. I'm talking about tithing as a spiritual command. I'm talking about giving not to man but to principle. You see, when you give to a person or an organization, you are operating on the human level. Your return is subject to human variables, their gratitude, their competence, their ability to use it effectively. But when you tithe, when you consciously give a portion of your income back to the source of all life, to the universal principle of abundance itself, you are operating on a spiritual level. You are no longer in a human transaction. You are in a divine covenant. You are essentially saying, Spirit, I recognize that you are my ultimate source, not my job, not my clients, not my investments, you. And in recognition of that truth, I joyfully return this portion to you, to the work of Spirit in the world. This act is the ultimate expression of trust in the flow. It is the ultimate demonstration that you know the source is infinite. But here is where 99% of people miss the entire point. They give the money and they walk away. They give in silence. They give and then they hope. Maybe something will happen. Maybe they'll get lucky. This is like planting a precious seed in the ground and then never watering it. You are leaving the harvest to chance. The money is the seed. But your declaration, your spoken word is the waters. It is the essential activating ingredient that commands the growth, that tells the universe exactly how to multiply that seed. This is the master key. You must never ever give in silence again. The moment you release that tithe, that gift, you must speak over it with absolute authority. You must declare its purpose. You must command its return. This is not hoping. This is not wishing. This is instructing. You are programming the energy. You are giving the universe its marching orders. I tithe this $100 in recognition that Spirit is my source. I declare this seed is blessed. I command that it return to me multiplied tenfold, 100-fold, in perfect and divine timing. I declare that this act of faith opens the floodgates of heaven in unprecedented abundance, now flows to me through unexpected channels. This seed produces an abundant harvest. So it is. Do you feel the difference? Do you feel the shift from passive hope to active command? You are no longer a beggar hoping the universe will throw you a scrap. You are a master, operating in accordance with spiritual law and instructing the energy to obey you. You are using the law of the word to activate the law of circulation. This combination is utterly unstoppable. The universe must respond to this level of conscious, faithful command. It is law. When you tithe with declaration, you are not losing money. You are making a strategic spiritual investment with a guaranteed return. You are activating a cosmic law that must yield a harvest. You are proving your faith not just with your money, but with your mouth, and that is when the miracles begin. You are showing the universe you are serious. You are not just a student of these principles. You are a practitioner. You are a commander of energy. This is how you move from theory to manifestation. This is how you turn a simple act of giving into a spiritual transaction that shakes the foundations of your financial reality and brings forth a harvest you could not have imagined. The seed is nothing without the water. The gift is incomplete without the declaration. The fifth law is I choose new agreements. Right now, buried in the silent operating system of your mind, are contracts you never consciously signed. Agreements with lack whispered from family stories, contracts with struggle signed during past failures, treaties with unworthiness negotiated by a world that made you feel you weren't enough. These old agreements are the silent saboteurs of your abundance. You can affirm prosperity all day, but if your subconscious is still loyal to that old paperwork, you are in a state of civil war. Your conscious mind declares, I am wealthy, while your subconscious, bound by contract, whispers, but people like us don't get ahead. This internal contradiction creates scrambled signals the universe cannot decipher. The transformation begins when you consciously, ruthlessly tear up those old contracts. You must go into the vault of your mind, pull out every agreement that says life is a struggle, that money is hard to come by, that you are not worthy of overflow, and you must burn them. Then, and only then, can you sign new one. You take a pen of unwavering conviction and you sign a new contract that states, I agree only with abundance. I agree only with divine flow. I agree only with effortless prosperity. My past does not dictate my future. My heritage is not my destiny. I am no longer a party to any agreement that contradicts my divine right to wealth. This is the sacred work of internal alignment. When your entire being, conscious and subconscious, finally agrees on the new story, your vibration becomes a clear, powerful, unconfused signal that the universe must obey. Let's go on to the next law, that is, I am wealth in motion. Your external reality is a perfect mirror of your internal identity. It has to be. This is non-negotiable spiritual law. You can hustle, you can affirm, you can learn every strategy, but if your deepest self-concept is, I'm a struggler, or I'm bad with money, that is the exact identity your bank account will reflect. Your subconscious mind acts as a thermostat, tirelessly working to bring your outer conditions back to match your inner setting. A windfall will trigger an unexpected expense. A raise will be met with a new bill. This isn't bad luck. This is your identity maintaining its homeostasis. The breakthrough doesn't happen when you get money and then feel wealthy. It happens when you dare to feel wealthy first, embodying the identity of abundance before any evidence appears. You must consciously assassinate the old label and install a new one. I am wealth in motion. This is not a hopeful wish. It is a statement of spiritual fact. I am defines your being. Wealth is your state of overflowing abundance. In motion means you are a dynamic conductor of this energy, not a stagnant hoarder. You must think from this identity, speak from it, make decisions from it. You dress as wealth in motion. You organize your time as wealth in motion. You carry yourself as wealth in motion. You repetitively declare this new truth until your subconscious thermostat has no choice but to accept the new setting. Once your identity shifts, your reality has no choice but to follow. The universe must mirror your new I. Money will flow, not because you chased it, but because you became the person it cannot ignore. So the last law, the seventh one, is this. And this law is the very important law among all these 7 laws. So the law is, because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. This is where it all comes together. This is the culmination. This is the difference between knowing the path and walking the path. You can have all the intellectual understanding in the world. You can nod your head in agreement. You can feel the truth of these laws resonate in your soul. You can get fired up and inspired and ready to change your life. But if you don't translate that inspiration into consistent, daily, unwavering obedience, nothing will change. Knowledge without application is just noise. Inspiration without implementation is just a fleeting emotion. The universe does not respond to what you know, it responds to what you do consistently. It responds to rhythm, it responds to the vibrational signature you emit day in and day out through your habits, your rituals, your non-negotiable practice. This is the law of obedience, and it is the master key that unlocks the power of all the others. You cannot command money if you refuse to obey the spiritual laws that govern it. This isn't about being perfect. It's not about never having a moment of doubt or never missing a day. It's about commitment. It's about making the conscious decision that these principles are no longer something you try when you feel like it. They become your new operating system. They become the default setting for your life. Most people approach this like a buffet. They pick and choose. They'll practice the law of the word when they remember, but then they'll go have a complaining session with a friend and make massive withdrawals from their spiritual account. They'll practice circulation when they have extra, but clutch in fear when things feel tight. They'll assume the feeling of wealth for an hour and then spend the rest of the day worrying about bills. This is vibrational chaos. This is like trying to tune a radio by constantly spinning the dial. All you get is static. The universe receives a scrambled, confused signal and doesn't know what to deliver, so it delivers more confusion. Obedience is the act of stopping the dial on one frequency and leaving it there. It's the daily sacred repetition that does the work. It's the morning declaration, even when your voice shakes. It's the thought substitution in the middle of a stressful day, especially when you don't feel like it. It's the act of tithing with declaration when the numbers in your bank account look scary. It's speaking your new identity aloud when the old one is screaming in your ear. This is how you reprogram your subconscious mind. Your subconscious doesn't learn from what you do once. It learns from what you repeat. It's like building muscle. You don't get strong by lifting a weight one time. You get strong by lifting it over and over and over again, consistently, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. That repetition is what creates the new neural pathways. That obedience is what rewires your entire energetic blueprint. When you obey these laws daily, you are building spiritual muscle. You are building a vibrational momentum that becomes unstoppable. You are sending such a clear, consistent, powerful signal to the universe that it has no choice but to reorganize reality to match your command. The declaration, "Because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me," is not a request. It is not a hope. It is a statement of spiritual fact. It is you recognizing your role as a co-creator. You are stating the terms of your existence. You are announcing that you understand how the machinery of the universe works, and you have chosen to operate in harmony with it. You are not begging for abundance. You are commanding it through your alignment. Money is energy, and energy must obey law. Just as electricity must obey the laws of conductivity, money must obey the laws of spirit. When you live in obedience to these laws, you become a perfect conductor for financial energy. You become a lightning rod for abundance. The money it cannot ignore you because you have placed yourself directly in the current of its flow. You have removed all the blocks, the resistance, the contradictory vibrations that were repelling it. You have made yourself magnetic. This is the ultimate shift in power. You move from hoping God will bless you to understanding that God already has blessed you with immutable laws, and your job is to obey them. You move from waiting for your ship to come in to realizing you are the captain who must steer the ship according to the charts of divine principle. The obedience is the steering. The results are the destination. So the question is never whether these laws work. The question is always whether you will work them. Will you have the discipline to be obedient even before you see the evidence? Will you have the faith to practice the rhythm even when the melody hasn't started playing yet? That is the test. That is the journey. And when you pass that test, when you commit to that journey, you will finally understand that the command over money was never about the money at all. It was always about your willingness to obey the divine design. So let's bring this all together. This wasn't just about money, was it? This was about power. Your power. It's about understanding that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of them. Your words, your identity, your trust in the flow, your conscious commands, your internal agreements, your disciplined obedience. These aren't just ideas. These are the tools you've been given to command reality itself. Money is just energy, and energy must obey law. You now know the laws. You have the combination to the vault. The question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you go back to the old way of thinking, the old way of struggling, or will you make the decision right here, right now, that your financial life ends today and your financial destiny begins? The journey from lack to abundance is a single step, the step of decision. Decide that from this moment on, you will speak only life into your finances. You will see yourself as wealth in motion. You will trust the flow. You will tithe with declaration. You will choose new agreements. And you will obey these divine laws with a consistency that makes the universe have no choice but to respond. You are not meant to struggle. You are meant to prosper. You are meant to be a vessel of abundance. Now go out there and claim what is already yours. This is the kind of transformative truth we live for here on Tony Robbins Track. If this video hit you right between the eyes, if you felt that shift inside, then you need to subscribe right now. Hit that button and turn on notifications. Because we're not here for surface level tips. We're here for life-altering transformation. And this is just the beginning. I want to know this reached you. I want to know you're ready. So let me know down in the comments. Tell me I am wealth in motion. Let me see that you've made the decision. If you want to keep this journey going, there's a video right here that's going to blow your mind on how to instantly reprogram your mindset for wealth. You need to watch it next. Remember, knowledge is not power. Knowledge applied is power. Now go apply it. See you in the next video.